Newman Hyder was only 18 years old, pictured here in Facebook photos broadcast by Australian media. But Australian police already considered him a terror suspect. They asked him to come to a meeting outside a Melbourne police station Tuesday night.
When these two police officers approached him, they were stabbed, one very seriously.
Police say Hyder slashed one officer in the arm with a knife and stabbed a second officer in the head, shoulder, and stomach before one of the officers shot him dead. Top brass called the shooting an act of self-defense.
Australian police say the dead suspect was seen last week in a shopping centre carrying what appeared to be an ISIS flag. They say they also cancelled his passport last week because the teenager was seen to be a security risk. Australia has clearly been shaken by what some fear may have been a lone wolf attack, the kind that ISIS recently called for.
It's a dynamic and challenging security environment we find ourselves in, dealing with new threats that stand so aggressively and at odds with everything we value and we stand for.
Last week, Australian security forces carried out the country's largest ever counter-terror operation, detaining at least 15 suspects, but only charging one man on terror-related charges. The Australian government on alert, worried about dozens of Australians, it says, travelled to the Middle East to fight alongside ISIS and other militant groups.
Today, the Attorney General will introduce the second tranche of these new laws to give our agencies the powers they need to make it easier to arrest and return foreign fighters, to prevent those who want to be foreign fighters leaving our country, and to disrupt terrorist attacks on our own soil.
New proposed legislation would make it a criminal offence to travel to places where terrorist groups are active. Places like the ISIS stronghold of Raqqa in Syria, target of recent US-led airstrikes. Australia's Prime Minister, an enthusiastic supporter of the operation. He's sent warplanes and hundreds of military advisors to help in Iraq. Australian Islamic groups and civil liberties activists have accused the government of being heavy-handed in its counter-terror crackdown. But one teenager's alleged knife attack may bolster the government's case that the threat of a militant group in the Middle East can still be felt thousands of miles away on Australian soil. Ivan Watson, CNN, Hong Kong.